Can everybody just let me know if they can hear me, please? My apologies for the delay, everyone. I had a problem with my microphone. So just let me know when you're back on board and we can get started. I'm so sorry about the issues. So we're just waiting for a little while here. Yeah, good morning. You can hear me. Thank goodness, hey? So there was a problem with my microphone when I restarted the computer. Then it was a case of it being resolved. So just waiting for a few more people to come online. Not sure where you're online, darling. Okay. How are you, Nora? Did your readings help you the other day? It'd be really nice to hear some feedback from you. I can't remember exactly. I don't store a lot of readings, to be honest. So I know I read for you, but I'm not sure what I passed through. How was it? Yeah, I'm glad it's back working too. You're on YouTube. Okay, great. Thank you. This streaming platform's a little bit of a headache with regards to the multi-streaming. So I have had a few issues with it. I have been in contact with them and they've been quite good to try and help me figure it out. So I had to disconnect and reconnect. So thank you for joining us again, Nora. And hi, Callie. How are you, darling? I know you're a client of mine from Perth. How are you? Thanks for joining us today. I hope you are well. So, Callie, I'm pretty sure you're a client from Perth, aren't you? Your name is very familiar to me. So it looks like we've got a bit of delay in the chat again. I am really great. Are you a client of mine? I'm pretty sure you are. So Sincere Charles, I know, is Nora. Yeah, we've had a couple of readings. So thanks for joining us today. I don't know when your last reading was. That's good. The reading was amazing. I definitely needed to hear some of the things she said. Yeah, awesome. I think I might have done your guides for you the other day, Nora. Okay. I'm not sure how delayed we are because I haven't got any other windows open, but I know that the chat is a little bit it is a little bit delayed. Hi, Catherine. Now I finally got it to work. Yeah, I think it was my end. The microphone wasn't working properly, and when I've got the starting soon stream going, I can't test it because it's on a different sort of scene. Yeah, okay, you guys. All right. Well, because I've read recently for Catherine and Nora, I will go over to Callie and see if I can bring through, who did you ask for, Callie? Reese Breeman. Okay, let me just see. Have I passed him through before, Callie? I hope I have for you. All right, I'll just tune in and see what I can get for you, Callie. Hang on. And I must say, what I have found on these readings, Callie, because you know how we can get very into intimate psychological or subconscious sort of patterns that we're stuck in versus what our soul's sort of trying to pull us over into. These readings are a little bit more sort of surface level because they can get quite private, or the private one-on-ones can get very intimate into who you are. So they tend to sort of surface level a little bit, I'm finding. So, but they're still pretty good at nailing it without being too, slap you over the back of the head sort of thing. Okay. It is a bit delayed. Do you know how delayed it is? So I've just seen Catherine's so nice to see you. Yeah, it's lovely to see you again, Catherine. So it's not supposed to have a delay, but unfortunately, the streaming software can be a little bit tricky. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get into things for Callie with Reese. So I do have a younger man here. I feel a bit of a, I'm hearing the words foolhardy. And what I mean by that is he was a bit of a, when I say a bit of a joker, I feel a younger man as well, Dale. And when I say about, like I've got a daredevil sort of personality as well. And I feel here 1 minute, gone the next as well. So, and a bit of an accidental sort of, not on purpose death is what I'm trying to say. Or passing, okay. And I feel he's got brown hair, brown hair where, and I feel that before he's passed as well, that I don't know whether he had a really radical change to his hair or something, but I feel like he's got sort of a bit of wavy hair, but then he's also showing me quite short and quite, like crew cut sort of short as well. So can you identify with who this is, Callie? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Fiona. So I did just see... Thank you for joining me again. And I'm glad you finally got on, Callie. So can you identify who this, he feels like a younger man. He's probably in his late, it doesn't sound like race. Okay, do you know who this might be? Because they're definitely coming through for you. Real shoot from the hip, easygoing sort of guy, but I feel like it was quite a sudden death as well. Okay. But you know how they are. They can line up. There can be a few of them there for you. Okay, so I do have another person here that is a very sedate, calm sort of person as well. And I feel a little bit, when I say sedate and calm, like he wouldn't express a lot of emotions, feels like a bit withdrawn before he's passed away as well. Yeah, okay. So this guy feels like he's a bit older as well. Like I would say he's probably... looking at him, I'm getting a feeling of in his 30s. He's not actually saying his age. 30s maybe, I don't think it's early 40s. And very sort of cool, calm, collected, okay? And this guy's sort of tall and slender. I do feel he was unwell before he passed. I'm just going to bring him through. He didn't expect to pass so early either. Okay. So can you identify who this one is? Callie, is this Reese? Real cool, calm, collected, didn't show a lot of emotions, but I think you could see them on his face. Not a big ego at all is the best way I could describe him. Okay, yeah, that sounds more like race. And, as I wouldn't say sullen, but, one of those people that don't want to burden their emotions everywhere with everybody else. And I feel his passing was quite sad as well. He's sort of, but he's coming through very, very calm. Like I feel like he's a very calm sort of soul, and his passing is sort of like there's this feeling of tragedy around him as well. Yeah, very. I feel he's a very kind, considerate person as well, Joel. And I'm getting sort of quite slender in build, not a really solid build, but very kind, very, very kind. Wants to let you know he's okay. He's showing me, looks like 4 to 6 in numbers going backwards, which is sort of relating to his passing or an event that's happened 4 to 6 months ago. It feels like 4 to 6 months. I feel you and him, yeah. I'm seeing him not skin and bone, not like skeleton, but not far off it, if that makes sense. So he wants to let you know that he's quite happy where he is. He is watching over. He's talking about watching what it was. There must have been an event or something 4 to 6. Yeah, he was very skeletal. Yeah. He's showing me there was an event or something 4 to 6 months still. So and he was at it. He was visiting. Okay. And I feel that he's still sort of going through the healing process as well. So I do feel he's saying to me that he's watching over like a young baby as well, okay? And I feel like it's a little boy, and the baby feels like it's sort of under 1, I'm seeing it like as a baby, not walking sort of thing. Okay. All right, you left your husband, did you? Okay. Oh, a little clap for you. And it's sort of like a celebrationary clap. And it's sort of also that he's proud of the strength that you've had. Like it was a very do I, don't I, do I, don't I? And I feel that, what's going on for you is that you're sort of upwards and outward now. A couple of little bumps that you've got to go over, he's showing me, but you've got the strength to do this. So he's quite proud of you. And it's almost like, everything was falling on deaf ears and it was switched off and not really invested in you. So I feel that you've made the right decision the way he's showing me. Yeah, he is showing me a little boy, Dal, that he's watching over. So there must be somebody in the family that has got a baby or is going to get a baby, because I do feel that he's definitely sort of watching over, and it's about watching health and safety, okay? That might be somebody else that's around, but he is showing me that he's watching over somebody. So he's also, I'm going to say the words goodbye to good riddance in regards to your separation, and you won't look back. He's just showing me you're this way. Doesn't matter what's said and everything now, you're la, 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 la. I'm not listening now. I do feel you've still got to sort some things out with regard to the pull and push of things, like he's showing me. But he's saying, like, fairness is one thing, but being stretched too far is another. So make sure you put your foot down with that as well. Yeah, it might be one of his friends, Dal. I just feel like he is watching over the safety of this child. It's like, because the vision he showed me was like this baby's laying on its back in bed, and quite a happy little baby, and he's sort of watching over, like, how spirits, you know how all this works, how spirits watch over children. So, and just saying, like, the guy's like a brother to him. The father is like a brother, and I feel there's the mother's got some issues around not nurturing the child very well. I feel like the baby's being left in the cot longer than it should be. Okay. Do you want me to go to your guides, Callie? I can pull through some stuff for you if you want. Okay. He's saying to me financially things are going to pick up. Like, it's like that snowplow in the ground, like you've just got to be head down, and keep going the direction you want. Just move sort of everything that's like heavy in front of you. Just move it out of the way and just keep really focused on where you're going. Okay, Dal? All right. So, and I feel, I don't know what this is, but I feel there's another man around you already. So let's go to your guides and find out. Okay, they're saying onwards and upwards. Okay, I've just read. I've just read. You said, "What does he think of my new boyfriend?" So I could see another man around you. So your guides were wanting to talk about that. So hang on. Okay, you have to lay your cards out on the table. Most important thing, and it's like, the mistakes you've done last time where you didn't necessarily, like you're a bit submissive and you sort of went along with things and you're allowed to be ignored sort of thing. Well, this time you can't do that. It's very much you got to put your cards on the table with this one so that he knows what he's up for straight up. I feel he has got a lot of time for you. He will invest a lot of time for you as well. I am sort of getting, though, don't move the goalposts on him. I think you have to be very honest with this one. I'm not saying you're dishonest, but it's like I'm getting this sense that you didn't always speak your truth with your ex, okay? And this one feels very regulated and like even keel, whereas your other one was very much like this, your ex, okay? And I'm going to say to you, don't get him too involved in any dramas with your ex. And what I mean by that is that he wants a clean slate. So it's really important not to bag him out, sort of bag your ex out at all. And it's almost like, go to your girlfriends for that. But don't, I'm getting this feeling that if you keep talking about it, he's just like going to roll his eyes and walk away. All right. So, because he doesn't like drama. He's like it's just a waste of energy, a waste of time. So it's all right. He will support you, but don't bring any drama into his life sort of feeling. So anything that goes on with your ex, make sure you leave it there. All right? Yep, awesome. Yeah, really good. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Callie is one of my clients from Perth. So yeah, really good to hear you on board. But I don't know, Callie, I got a feeling, have you moved? Like, are you away from where you were? I've got a feeling that you're sort of not right where you used to be when I've read for you or something. Have we done some remote work as well with me doing work over Zoom? So, yeah, okay. He's a really nice guy, Callie. I get really good feels about him. What I can say is very level-headed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, great. I feel what you're doing is, they're baby steps, but they're good steps. I don't feel, right, okay. I don't feel that, that you're going to be rushing anything. This guy won't let you rush in. He's very level-headed around things. Okay, good morning, Leanne. Welcome. I think you're a newbie here. If you would like, right, okay, wonderful, Callie. If you would like, Leanne, a reading for me to channel someone that's passed away, I'm quite happy to do that. I just need first and last name. All right, so I hope that helps you, Callie. But you know how it is. If you want some more intimate stuff, feel free to have a personal one-on-one with me. It'd be really good, Callie. Can you do me a favour, darling? And even the other ladies that I've read for you, when the live is finished, can you go and comment on the actual live so that people can see if I've, brought through some people for you or the accuracy or whatever, if you can comment on the actual live, not just in the chat, I'd really, really appreciate that, because then other people just, going and looking will see some of the comments in there. Yeah, you're most welcome, Kelly. You look after yourself and, onwards and upwards for you. I just get this real positive sort of feeling about your life. And, you're going to be dealing with, a little bit of wrath of the ex still, but, I think just deal with it and keep turning forwards, okay? All right, Leanne, you're after, which one would you prefer, Connie or Monica Dove? Is one your grandmother? I'm picking up a grandmother feeling. I'll just show you who I have, okay? I know we do have a bit of a delay in the chat too, Leanne, so I will channel anyway. Okay, Reese just wants to tell you, Kelly, that he still loves you, so I'm just going to clear him out now. So, okay. So I do have 2 people here for Leanne, so actually 3. Leanne, the most important thing, okay, is my friends. Sorry, that chat's moving a bit fast. Connie is my mum. Monica is my friend. My mum, you prefer. Okay. I feel like I've got Connie in. Was Connie a lady, an older lady, like with sort of silver hair, dark hair, but silver through it as well? Yeah. I feel like I do have your grandmother here too, Leanne. Thank you, Catherine. Really appreciate if you could do that, because I know people read the comments, not necessarily the chat. Okay. Yeah, Carol, yes, I've already done a reading for Kelly. We had some microphone issues, so I had to restart my computer, unfortunately. But we're back on board. All right, let me just see if I can pull these. So I've got 2 females and a male here for you, Leanne. So I just will clarify who is what. So I've got this lady. I can say that I do have a lady that's had dark hair and it's got a lot of silver through her hair, but it's dark silver, if that makes sense. And I feel that was heart attack as well, or heart issues as well. Like I feel like there was ongoing heart issues. And the most important thing, Leanne, is open up your will so that Spirit have got permission to pass through to me. Okay, I've got someone showing me a cross as well, like a religious cross of Jesus, who I feel is showing me that they are very religious as well. So, Leanne, can you just confirm, is this your grandmother or your mother, darling? Thank you, Sincere or Nora Charles. So, yeah, Carol's a very good friend of mine who did this work, and she did a bit of this work and has very much helped me, and I really appreciate Carol. So she's a good friend of mine from Perth, but she's quite happy to jump on when she's free and mediate for me, which is wonderful. So, okay. So, Leanne, if you can confirm if that's the spirit that you want through, doll. If you're still with us, I know you are. Neither. Sorry. Is that neither? I just need a little bit more confirmation, doll. So I do have a man who I feel may well be your grandfather that's passed away, doll. A quiet man. Neither, both. Or blondes, white hair, not dark. Well, I can see this lady that's in spirit for you. So I'm talking about the one lady at the moment, which I feel is a grandmother and couldn't speak a lot of English. Can you identify who this is? Not really clear English. I do feel that she's got a Mediterranean sort of feel about her and quite straightforward. When I say a bit of a control freak, she's a very organised lady. Right, okay. Sorry. Maybe that's Nancy. I might bring her through anyway and I'll see who's behind her. Very cold in Perth. It's beautiful. Yesterday we had 26 here on the Gold Coast. It's just divine. All right, let me just bring this lady through because she's obviously pushing through. I can see another person in behind her, lady with short hair and fair hair as well, cutting to the back of her neck. So, okay, so I feel this lady wants to come through and it feels like it's more a message for somebody else rather than for you. I feel that this message is possibly related to a male that's around you who's quite a good-looking, square jaw sort of male. When I say deep-set eyes, he's got actually really nice eyes and he's got like a nice olive sort of skin. So I feel this message is for him and it's very much like that he's struggling a lot at the moment with trying to put one step ahead, and it's like everything that he does is really difficult, and he's not quite sure, what foot to put where. And what I'm being shown is that she's sort of got his back, and she wants him to know. So this must be somebody that that she wants to pass this message on. And it's sort of like just keep on keeping on, keep on trying, don't give up, and I don't feel he's depressed. I don't feel like that. But I feel like she's just wanting to give him that little bit of a motivation to let him know that he's just got to keep going forward. And it's like he will put his foot in the right area, like he will make the right choice. And he's a bit exhausted, to be honest. Like he's a bit tired and it's sort of like, God, it doesn't matter what I do. It's hard work. So she is coming through. So if you can pass that through to whoever that gentleman is. Okay, so I feel that may well be Nancy, doll. So is your mum the lady that okay, sorry. I'm just reading some of the chat. So Leanne, is your mum the lady that's blonde with the short sort of hair cut into the back? Quite a friendly, when I say friendly, she's still very personal. I get this sort of feeling about her that she would hold her emotional cards close to her chest, but yet she was emotional. She's sort of like stepping in like very gently, and I get a woman that like she had a lot of love for a family, like she would do anything for a family. And I'm feeling a lot of sadness around her passing as well. Like very, very sorely missed, really lovely person. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? I think that'd do him the world of good, Leanne, about your son. It's like he doesn't quite know where to sort of step, but he is going to make the right decision. So I think the Air Force would be really good for him, to be honest. So he's a good guy. It's not like he's depressed. He just can't make a decision about what he's doing, and it's like, I'm going to say he's got to follow his gut. The Air Force, my son's joined the Army. I'm not sure if you're in Australia or not, but my son's joined the Army and he has not looked back since he's done it. And he's an Army boy. He was when he was really young. And I could see he'd done quite a few wars in his previous lives. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm getting the feeling. So was your mum sort of in her 50s when she passed, darling? Like She's quite young, beautiful skin lady, and I feel a very kind person. I feel grandma was sort of more shoot from the hip, a bit more direct, say what she thinks, whereas your mum was sort of more sensitive to how other people spoke. That's how your mum is showing me. Okay, and I'm getting reference to the breast and the chest area as well from this soul. Okay. Yeah, sure. Nora, I do not have an appointment after, so we can go a little bit later. Okay. So let me just pass through some messages anyway, Leanne. A lot of love coming your way. And when I say a lot of sadness, you've had to carry a very heavy heart and they don't want you to. And what I mean by this is like, you know, you miss your mum dearly. And I do feel that you're incredibly close with mum and not enough words were said before her passing. And she is trying to say that she is around you. I feel that you're a very practical, can-do, get everything done type of person, like give me a list and I'll get it done, like I'll just fire through it. But you've lost a little bit of steam of late, she's showing me, and she's wanting you to you know, pick your chin up and keep going. And you know, she's saying rest is for the wicked, which was very much like you're saying, you know, it's that rest is for the wicked is like nothing gets done unless it's, you know, unless I do it. But the rest is actually for recuperation. You have to remember as a human being, your body, even though your soul wants to keep going, your body has to have time for the cellular repair. So I do feel that you have to take some, like just stop and smell the roses a little bit and then keep going. You're a firecracker is the way your mum's showing me. Like I just feel if you want anything done, give it to Leanne. You know, she'll get it done. Okay. Yeah, okay, late 40s. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I look, mum's very close to you, Dal. Now, she's talking about, she just flashed me a little cot, but it's like I think it's a cot, a baby cot. And it's like I'm looking into the corner and there's like these bumpers all around and it's really sort of flashy. Oh, and it's about you having grandchildren as well. So like there will be grandchildren for you. You're not to worry. Okay. And, you know, you're a stress head about trying to keep everybody happy. So just I remember being like that. You're a bit of a go-getter. And, you know, when I say a firecracker, you like everyone to make sure they're all happy and whatnot. And by the end of the day, you're exhausted. So, you know, but I feel that you're 100 miles an hour. And then when you do stop, it's like you hit a brick wall. So make sure that you do take some time out to smell the rose and stuff. That's a really big message mum is trying to say to you. I do feel you're very similar in nature to your mum. So you don't burden a lot of people with your emotions until you're overwhelmed and overloaded. But you go 100 miles an hour and then you hit the wall, then you're overloaded. So do try to, you know, and I feel walking out in the grass, putting your bare feet on the grass is very, very good for you. You need to pick up the energy from the earth to recharge, Dal. Yeah, new baby. She's saying to me there's a family, like a child coming in as you're going to be a grandma. Okay. She's showing me the baby in her arms. Hang on. All right. I do feel we're being gifted with a little girl here. Showing me one of those beautiful, what do you call it? When they're christened, like she's showing me a baby in her arms, and it's like one of those really beautiful long, and it's cream colour, not white, dresses that are just sort of flowing, but she's showing me it's as a girl. Yeah. I was told all have another child. Yeah. So there is another one. It might be yours, Dal, but she's definitely showing me a baby coming into the family. Okay. Okay, and the other thing is breathe. Like, you don't have to get everything done in a day, okay? And I do feel that you have a child that's very heavily into sports and will do very well out of sports, and it's sort of something that you need to support as well. Okay, I'll leave you with that. If you want some more information, darling, from Mum that's a little bit more pointed, or from your guides, feel free to book a reading with me. I do feel there is a little bit more life direction that you need just at the moment. With I feel like you've got sort of a couple of opportunities sitting in front of you, but it's like, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? So, yeah. I do feel there's one coming into the family. I'm just being shown 16 and then 27. So, hi Mel, and hi, is it Verma J? Thanks for joining us. So Leanne, I'm just going to say that I do feel this is a child coming in. They must be pertinent ages, that's 16, 27. And there's something about the gap between them. So there may well be 11 years, okay? Mum's saying she has this child. Thank you, Verma. I did have that feeling I had to call you, Verma. All right. So, yeah. So, yeah, Verma, well, I will be able to do that. I just need first and last name. Have you liked and followed my page as well, if you could please do that. And Leanne, would you be able to follow my page, darling? You'll get notified when I'm online again too. Just make sure that you are following, because very soon I will be doing readings based on people that have liked and shared my page. But while I'm sort of just starting, I have decided to just read for the first people that do turn up. I do want to go back. Carol, can you just let me know? So Carol's gone. Okay. She's a sweetheart, Carol. Okay, I'm just going to go back to so Catherine, you are on, as well as Nora. Catherine, is there somebody you'd like to hear from, or would you like me to go to your guide, Star? I do feel you've been talking to someone upstairs of late. I'm just picking up that they're hearing you. Okay. So, Catherine, you're most welcome, Leanne. My pleasure, darling. All right. So, Catherine, I'm just going to pass through what I'm picking up for you. You know how this works. So I feel like you've been asking for some financial help and financial direction. I do feel it's like, stop doubting. When I say stop doubting, that's all very well and easy when you're trying to get sorted in your mind with the direction on what to take. I feel like it is about getting more money, attracting more money to yourself. But I do feel that you have to step into that space and start actioning it. So action will also, okay, thank you, Catherine. So actioning that. So it's almost like, well, if you want to manifest, you can't sit back and wait for it to be slapped in your face like a dead fish. It's very much like you've got to take a step now. And I know it's sort of like either option. Like there's one or the other option. I feel the option that is the option that's easiest will bring the money first, but it won't be long term. And I feel that more challenging option, like I feel that there may be a new direction, new study, and or new challenges, as in taking up more knowledge. Having to step outside your comfort zone is the right one for you to take. And when I say that, it's more long term, but it's more enduring income for you. Hope that helps you. Because I know you've sort of been asking, okay. All right. Monique, thank you. Welcome. So I will try and come back to you if you can just hang in there, and if you can make sure that you're subscribed to my page, please. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going through the chat. I seem to have lost a little bit of the chat, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, no, you're most welcome. Catherine, I just want to talk about what your feedback has been for that. It looks like I've lost some of the chat from YouTube, but clicking something else, I can read it. So we all like to take the fast and easy road, but it doesn't feel like that's going to give you long-term income. Like it might give you a bit of a rush. It's okay if you want to get that rush of income, but make sure you deviate over to the other road. Okay, so you could choose both, but one's about what do I need just to fill the coffers now, and what can I do? You don't have to stay in that road. Like you can choose to change that direction anytime, but I do feel the other road is your long-term one. Okay. All right. So I did just see somebody join the chat, but I seem to have lost their conversation, unfortunately. This streaming software is been a bit problematic. So we also have, is there something in particular you'd like me to ask Nora? Because I know you said that you would like a little bit. If you can just ask me what you want me to find out about. Yeah, I think, Catherine, yeah, thanks for that feedback. Yeah, you're most welcome. Working on the long term, I think is, keep that in the frame of reference, but do whatever you need to, put a little bit of money in, but don't get sidetracked on that road. Okay. There was another lady that just come on, and I can't see her in the chat now. So if you could just come back and tell me who you are. I'm assuming it was a lady. You did ask me to channel somebody. So if you can come back and do that. So Nora or Sincere Charles, is there something you would like me to ask, darling? And Verma, not sure why my chat is the way it is, so I'm just going to go and open up Facebook and have a little look, because I do feel I've lost some people here. Okay, Monique. Yeah, okay. So I don't know what's happened with my streaming software. There's like a multi-stream where I get both chats. Yeah, good one, Catherine. Feel free to refer other people to come and have a reading too, doll, because you've had a couple of readings, and so has Nora. No, any messages from anyone that comes forward for you? Okay, let's just see. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting information from your guides as well. I do feel I have a grandfather here for you, Dale, and I'm going to show a good old-fashioned sort of man as well. And when I say a good old-fashioned sort, salt of the earth sort of guy. very kind, family orientated, hard worker. He is showing me sort of like the land, maybe, he worked on the land, like he might have been a farmer or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's a grandfather, but it's definitely, up a couple of generations. And he's showing me some, it's sort of like a tractor or something like that. And he's showing me digging as well. I feel this man's been passed for a long time, like more than 20 years. And a funny guy, like really easygoing. When I say salt of the earth, that's pretty much what you see is what you get with him. And quite a upstart, can-do sort of personality as well. And I'm seeing him, I would say he's past in his, 70s, looking at him, 70s or 80s. He's got very short, thin on top, but very short hair. Nice bloke. Really good. I love when I get around really good souls because they make me feel really energetic, like I feel their energy, and then it makes me come to the party sort of with the energy. And he just feels like a really sensational guy. And he's the sort of guy that sort of walk in and, he loved kids too, by the way. And he'd walk into, a house or anyone. It's like, come and give me a hand, like it's sort of, he'd teach kids by showing them, not by telling them what to do, and very hands-on sort of guy as well. So I very get dirt and like he's very much showing me like the dirt and the land. Okay. Loves you tremendously, he's saying, but he's a really big-hearted guy, so he would speak emotions a lot as well. Like I get from him that if he was cranky with you, he'd let you know, but he'd get over it pretty quick. He wouldn't be dragging sort of the energy around or, making you feel guilty over things that you failed in or anything like that. Nice bloke, really nice bloke. You're lucky you had a grandfather like that, Dal. There's not a lot of good ones like that around. He does feel like he is heavily invested in you, wants to give you a bit of a boot up the bottom at the moment too, just to get you moving forward, right? And what I mean by this, he would say this to you anyway. Well, what good is it ruminating? Like just get up and try it. You don't have to sit there and think about and how you're going to do it and how you're going to make it perfect. So he's wanting to give you that little bit of, stop thinking about it and get on with it, like sort of motivation as well. Okay. Yeah, he around 8 years old. Yeah, he's a really good bloke, honestly, and he's still in spirit like it. His personality is actually sensational. I can imagine you'd remember a lot of things at 8 years old too, Dale, because, like my daughter lost my mum when she was 3 and she still remembers her energy. So you'd remember a lot. So you understand what I mean by you don't have to have everything perfect to get started. So that's really what he's trying to say to you. All right. All right. Thank you. Now, let's go, I think, Verma, sorry. I didn't hear back from you with the name of the soul that you'd like me to bring through. Yeah, I can imagine, Nora, that you would have had so much fun together because he is a really fun guy. Yeah, okay. So that's your message from your grandfather, Dal. And he's just showing me, it's really quite cute. He's the sort of the guy, he's the sort of guy that, like he's shown me this scene, like he'd bend over and, you pick a flower and he'd go give it to your mum, like he'd do things to lift other people. And he was always there to do that sort of thing with the kids. Yeah, you're most welcome, Dal. All right, so let's go over to Yeah, Verma, if you, I do two types of readings. So I do connect in with passed away loved ones. So if there's someone specifically that you want to hear from, I just need their first and last name. And but if you just want okay, great, all right. So I will connect in with her. So let me go ahead with and do that. And we're also going to go to Monique. You want to hear from Michelle. So I'll just do Verma first, and then we'll go over to you, Monique. So bear with me. So you're after Dolly Mae Jackson. Oh, I feel I've got a soul here that's very full of life and sort of a bit of a show person. So now I have to discern which soul is which that you're trying to bring through, because sometimes I can see all of them up there and it's like the very first person I'm picking up. So if you can just confirm that she had a very full personality. And what I mean by this, that she's got like a bit of stage presence about her. Like she just own her energy, but I feel that she was, I wouldn't say that she was very egotistical with her stage presence, but very confident in who she was, in owning who she was. And I don't mean confidence over other people. It's just like, this is who I am. If you don't like me, don't look sort of attitude. So if you can just confirm if that's her, Dull, and I'll keep passing messages. If not, I'll have a look at who the others are. So isn't it amazing? Like, here we are. I'm not even, because my chat's delayed. I think it's amazing. It still baffles me how it works, but you know, Spirit know who to bring through and what messages to pull through. Like, I don't know any of you. I mean, I do know Callie that's been on earlier. You don't know this person. Okay, we'll move on from this person. It might dawn on you later, Dal, because they do come in. Yeah, it's amazing how they just know how to bring, you know, different people through and different messages. So, and it's more important, I think, the messages that we get, because they know what's going on in our lives, and being able to hear where we get a little bit stuck and what we need to do, and how much they still love and invest in us is really valuable. So, okay, I'm just going to move this lady out of the way. It might be somebody that you know. I do feel she's an older generation, but on the side to you. So she might be like an auntie, or, you know, one of mum and dad's friends or something like that, Dal. I'm talking to Verma. Verma, yep. Keep going to call you Verna. Sorry if I do. Okay. So Dolly Mae. Okay. We'll get this lady out of the way for you. Okay, I'm picking up very, very kind, gentle energy. I don't know, I'm also picking up a very young soul as well. A lot of tears around this one's passing. Okay, it's really important, Verma, for you to open your will so that Spirit have got permission to pass through to me. Just give permission. That's all you got to do. I'm going to pass these messages. So I'm seeing like a little girl that's very, I would say maybe 8 or 9, that has passed away. And I feel a bump on the head as well. So I'm not sure if this is Dolly for you, Doll. Okay, so you don't know. So is this Dolly Verma? want to make sure that Monique, if you can just give me a bit of feedback, do either of these souls sound like they're yours? No, okay. Sorry, I've got to flick between two tabs to read the... So Monique, are you still with us, doll? Okay. I'm picking up, so I am picking up a very another person for you, Verma. Okay. So if not with a loved one, I can take a message from the spirits. Yeah, I can channel your guides. So, hi, Kelsey Morgan. Thanks for joining us. So, I do have another person here, Verma, if you can just confirm. Okay, great. Thanks, Monique, for letting me know. So, you've said, Monique, that yes. Is that yes, you're still here, or yes, you can identify with either of these spirits that I've just brought through? Okay, so Kelsey, you can get a reading, doll, if I do have time. What I do need from you is the first and last name of someone that has passed away, doll. Just the feedback on the chat's a little bit slow today, guys. Sorry. I'll have to go and check my settings. They both sound like they're yours. Okay. First person sounded like your mum. Okay. All right. So, Verma, it looks like I'm channeling, and you can't see the chat that's on YouTube, unfortunately, but looks like I'm channeling Monique's people. So I know that I've always got the right people, but who they belong to might be something else. Okay. All right, so let me just pull them through again because I've sort of moved that first one on, which I think is your mum. Okay, I'm just asking my guides to pull them back through. Okay. All right, so Monique, I feel that your mum was full of life. When I say full of life, she had, always had something to say, sort of personality. But I don't feel like she said anything with malice. She could shoot from the hip, but, she could be blunt. But I also feel that, her personality was not to harm anybody, okay? She just want to apologise to you for being blunt as well. Let me just pull her. I'm just asking her for... She's sort of one of those people that talks very fast as well. Okay, so she's just saying that you've got kindness to a fault. So... Sorry, I've got 3 people here that are all talking to me at once. I'm just trying to work out who's who. Okay. I do feel Mum was quite sick on the stomach before passing. She's just showing me around. It's making me feel ill, to be honest. And also sort of there's some grinding in the teeth as well. Fair bit of anger feeling locked in the body as well. She's saying that she's like up and out as well. She's quite happy where she is. She's talking about you banging your head against the wall, like, sorry, I don't know how long ago she passed, but her connection's quite scratchy, so which can often indicate they're still in healing, but her her direct channel to me, like when my guides start showing me who it is, her direct channel to me can be quite scratchy when I'm talking to her. And I do feel when I say larger than life, I'm also getting that not quite herself before her passing as well, doll. Like she went sort of the other way. She's asking you to hold your head up high, and the banging your head against the wall is sort of like what you've got to appreciate with other people. This is the way she's saying it. It's what you've got to appreciate with other people is you can't change them, and you need to learn to accept them and choose what your level of investment is. All right. So they're wise words coming from this lady. And that banging your head against the wall is like, how many times do you tell the same person the same thing and expect to get a different result? All right. So it's about reflection of whether this person is, or these people, feels like not just one, but these people are part of your tribe. That's basically the way she's showing me. Okay. I hope that helps. Yeah. I thought it might have been very recent because her connection's very, it's like instead of being in the room, it's like she's, on Mars, and I'm like having to wait for the feed to come down. So, and often when it's recent, it means they're still in the healing hall when they've got that sort of scratchy interference. You know how the old tin cans with the wire? That's what it feels like, it's coming down. So that's the best way to describe it. It's like, what was that? And you really got to concentrate on what's coming through. So, but I find once they're out of the healing hall, their communications are a lot stronger. But what's really interesting is your guides are like, they just smash it out. It's just like one thing after another. But because they've got a lot of experience being a spirit, because they've done the hard yards as human beings and learnt everything they've needed to learn. So then they stay in spirit to look after us that want to come down and do some more lessons and evolve. But when we have passed over loved ones that do go, they do go into the healing hall for a while, and depending on how long they're in there, sometimes their communication can be a little bit what I call scratchy. But I do find, which is ironic, just before they have their funeral, they're incredibly strong and very loud and very in my face because they want to communicate with you. So the loveliest part of doing a reading before someone has their funeral, because once they've had their funeral, they sort of go off into that healing process. So I do find that they're very strong just before they have their funeral, and sometimes they come and describe their funeral to me as well. So I do feel, Monique, I'm just going to connect in because she's pointing over to your guides. So I'm just going to connect into your guides. She's passing love down to you, and it's like, dry your eyes, she's saying to me. So she's saying it with love, it's sort of like, you're going to get up here too soon one day. You don't, not soon, but, as time is, on that expansiveness of universal time. You got to live life like there's no tomorrow, all right? So that's why she's saying it. I do have your guides in. Okay, so she's just showing me if I could demonstrate it, you'd laugh. But it's like I've got to pick one foot up and move it forward. Then I've got to pick the other one up, move it forward, like like you've got concrete boots on. And it's like you just keep going. Just keep going, lifting your feet up and moving forward. And it's like, you've got the wind at your back. So it's not like you're fighting the wind. And the more that every time you lift your foot, it's like you're losing rubble off the bottom of your foot. And every time you lift and move forward, it's like your concrete boots are getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So a lot of what they're showing me is that every time you take a step, it's everything. It's like you're offloading heavy emotions and baggage, okay? So they are sort of showing me that you have to lift your leg and move it. It's not going to move by itself, all right? Has to be a decision of moving forward, and very much like, I've just got to get up and go. I can't stay here. I can't sit here. I can't, life is still happening. Just because, one area of our life falls over doesn't mean the rest of it's failed. All right. So I feel that's a very potent message for you from your guides. And, they're showing me they've got their hand on your back and pushing, but there's some resistance. All right. And it's like emotional resistance that you're having. So, and, I could say to you, why me, and I'm getting that why me is because you incarnated, doll. Sorry, but, I've been through just about everything life can throw at you, and, I'm still going. And the only reason I'm still going is I go, well, that was an experience. What was I meant to learn from it, and try to learn the lesson? And I think that's really pertinent for you, doll. So I hope that message really helps you. If you want some more deeper dives, feel free to book a reading with me, because they do surface level stuff I'm finding on the readings on the live readings anyway, but where the more intimate stuff that is not so public does come through on your one-to-one readings. So I hope that has helped you, doll. Please feel free to, like I did ask one of the ladies after the chat, come back and comment on the video. It'd be really good, because the chats don't show up in the comments section, so that other people can see how having a reading will help them. So let's go over to Verma. Okay, let's just see what your guides pass through, Verma. Okay, got them in. Oh, so I'm going to say they're trying to shake a little bit of sense into you at the moment, and I'm going to say stop regurgitating the past. All right, and it's like what is done is done. They're being really firm with you, and it's like whatever's happened, throw it over your shoulder, stay focused, and it's like really firm the way they're coming across, and stay focused on the future. Every time you look over the back, it's like you're going to bump into something. Like you're not focused on what's going on in the front of you, and it's very much like what's done is done. What spilt milk is spilt milk. What mistakes you've made, whatever anyone else has done. But it's very much like you've got to be very headstrong about what you're doing now. And I feel when I say very headstrong, it's very, I know what I've got to do. I'm just not doing it because I'm too busy focused on that. All right. So I feel very much that you have to dust yourself off, stop regurgitating the past, and stay focused on where you want to go. I know that you can't really clearly see where you want to go at the moment, but you do know, but your brain is still looking back that way rather than looking forward. So you know the things that you need to do, and you need to step up for yourself. Sorry, it's a really firm message, but that's how it's coming across. Okay, you're most welcome, Monique. I hope that's helped you. All right. Let's just have a look, Kelsey Morgan. So you have got Chester Sonny Adams. Okay, you're most welcome, Verma. Remember that when your guides pass through those really firm, kick up the butt sort of messages, know that they're doing it with love, right? Because they know that you're not on your path, and it's very much like wake up, like, can you hear us? Sort of thing, hello, check in. And it's like you need to stop going over your past, because you're living there. You're not living in your future, as in, stepping into the life that you really want and deserve. All right, darling. All right. So, Kelsey, I'll just see who comes through for you, darling. I'll just tune into you. Most important thing is that your will is open. So if you can please Just offer that up so Spirit can pass through to me, because it can get quite personal, some of the information that comes through. All right. Okay, I don't know whether your dad had an alter ego, but I feel like he's got two different personalities. I feel like I've got a man that's sort of quite happy and whatnot, but then has got a very different side to him. Like, he feels like he's got a lot of personality, but he's also got, whoever this man is, he's also got a, it's a quite, I don't know, it's really bizarre. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Verma, for confirming that. So can you confirm, Kelsey, if this sounds like your dad, that he had sort of two personalities? I feel the other one's sort of quite sad and sullen and miserable. Sorry. And it feels, sometimes some people do feel like they've got two personalities. I just get this sense that behind closed doors you saw a different man. I'm not saying he's a bad man, by the way. I just get this sense that he didn't show the world everything about him. All right. So you just confirm this is him. Yeah. Didn't know strangers. Okay. I feel he is a friendly guy, don't get me wrong. But I feel behind closed doors he was, he didn't have to entertain anybody, if that makes sense. I do get the feeling this is your father, Dar. And I do feel he loves wholeheartedly as well. So I would say, behind closed doors, he wasn't the, he could do his own time. He didn't need to be around everybody, and he was sort of quite, I don't think sullen's the right word, but he would go quiet and reflect. I do feel he's a very, more quiet at home. Okay. It's nice how they identify so that you know who they are, because, there's certain aspects of a personality that goes, with these souls, and that continues on actually, through their lifetime. So whatever they've picked up in this lifetime and owned more of, basically they continue on in spirit. And I feel quite a lovely family guy, there to help everybody. Do feel a sudden passing around him. Like, he wasn't well, but not everyone knew about it. But then passed very quickly. So he's like, I'm here. The way he's sort of introducing himself to me. Really wants to connect. Okay. Oh, so we thought this was all BS, by the way. He's having a little bit of a laugh at himself. Would never have gone and done anything like this. Wasn't his cup of tea. So, yeah. He wasn't well before he passed on. I'm just moving my chat so it's a bit easier for me to see. He wasn't well, but I don't feel like he told the world about it. So, isn't it amazing? Like, when my mum passed away, I was only 32 when she passed away, and we all fell apart too. She was the one that was holding us together. Which is sad because, sometimes we're born into families, and we may all have the same experience, but we all respond to it very differently. And, you get so many different souls that come in with different sort of life experiences, so to speak, or different wisdom, soul wisdom, because of the amount of lives they've had. And then they come in, for that, I don't know, they come into a particular family for a different experience based on whatever they're signing up for. And depending on how many lives they've had is how they cope with that. So, it can make a big difference. So, Yeah, I think, you know what I mean? I think Dad knew he wasn't well, Dal, from what Dad's showing me. Cancer does suck. It did take both of my parents out at 53 and 63. It is a horrible disease, but it is also manifested in anger. Yeah, okay. We'll have a look at that for you if you like, Kelsey. So let's just pass through some stuff from Dad Dal. Let me just tune away from the chat because my head goes into that and I'm in a different part of my brain when I'm channeling. So hang on. Okay, loves you tremendously. I was referring to one of your siblings as a SHIT head, meaning not dealt with things very well, very arrogant, not your fault, and a bit disappointed in them as well. So, and I feel that he is around you a lot. He is showing me like a little boy he's very proud of. This might be your son. I would say he's only, I don't know, he's shown me like brown hair, wavy, sort of, a bit straggly, not long hair, but it's probably down to about here. And first he showed me about 4 or 5 and then 6, 7, 8, and now showing me like 11, 12, 13. So I would say he's been watching over this child for some time, and like favourite child as well, you know, and what I mean by that is they got on very, very well. He's saying that, you know, he's straightforward. Your choice of men haven't been exactly promising, is the way he's saying it, but it's like there is a good one coming. But you have to not jump in with your eyes shut, he's saying. It's like you go in there thinking, it's like you get into that dream, you know, the white picket fence and, you know, the man on the white horse, you know, what do they call him? The guys in armour and, brain fag. The way he's sort of showing me is that you get into that sort of dream state in a relationship or when they first come in that, you know, you go through that process of, you know, oh, he's wonderful and he's this and that, and you don't really look at the cracks. And he's saying that you've been burnt enough now to start doing that. And it's like looking at the red flags, like you got to it's like you don't put your needs on the table. Like you just want this to be I'm going to say it, and I know it might sound a bit brutal to you, but I think you need to hear it. It's like you are, I don't know, it's like you sort of fantasize about how this is, and then you feel that this man should know exactly what you need and what you want, and but they don't. So, okay. It's your great niece. Okay, she's 9. All right. Yeah, and I just get this feeling that you don't go into that fantasy world and get real about it and, you know, put your needs on the table. Like it's like you sort of switch off. It's like you go into fantasy mode. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. And that fantasy mode is actually you're not being realistic you're dealing with a human, not a perfect spirit. And you tend to sort of lift into that energy, if that makes sense. And then you get a bit disheartened. And that disheartened is feeling like you're being let down and he's not good enough. But it takes you a while to get there. You actually hang in there in that sort of fantasy energy for a while. I can relate to that. I think all women do that early days, doll. I don't think that's just you. But I do get this sense that you need to be more real and more honest about what you need. And what I mean by honest is like, I need a man that's reliable, that's going to, you know, follow through with what they say they're going to do, not just promise the world and then, you know, make excuses. And I feel that's very much the type of men that you've had. And, I'm going to recommend a book for you. I think it'd be very, very good for you. It's called Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man by Steve Harvey. And it'd be very good for you to understand the indicators of what a guy has to have in order to be ready for a relationship, not what they tell you that they've got. So try not to get into the chemical high of love, doll, and get your, analytical brain watching what's going on, or that conscious mind. I can tell you now, there are very few men in this world that'll whip you up and rescue you and make love to you like, you're the princess all your life and everything. And there's very few that will do that. I would say it's less than 1%. So your chances of meeting a soulmate that does that may be very slim, but it's not impossible. But I do feel there is a really good guy coming up for you, but you do have to put your big girl pants on. And what I mean by that, this is coming from Dad, your big girl pants are very much like, I need to be mature about how I jump into these things and see what I'm doing. It's like you jump in wholeheartedly, blinders, or your blinkers are on, but they're there. You can't see a thing, don't want to look at it. And he's sort of like, open up, have a look, see whether it's what you want. And if it's not what you want, it's very much like next, like there's a lot of men in the world, doll. And, yeah, you need to find a soulmate that's not going to bash you into shape. You need to find the one that is going to nurture you into shape, okay? And I feel that's very much what you need to keep in your mind is I need a man that's nurturing, not one that's going to make me look at all my flaws and inability to speak up and everything else, where a man actually takes the time and go, I can see you're upset, what's wrong? Rather than you having to, sook and sulk and, do all that sort of stuff to get a bit of attention. So I'm not saying that you're a sook at all, but sometimes, when we go through that sort of process, it's like we wish and hope that Spirit are bringing good people for us, but, they'll throw them in front of us. But if we pick up the wrong ones, it's because we haven't learnt the lessons yet, doll. So, it is about self-love and boundaries and being able to speak up, all right, for you. So that self-love and boundaries is, and, I can see you've been single for 14 years. Well, you know what? Don't be tempted by any carrots that aren't gold nuggets, okay? So, but, having said that, you also, when I talk about this trust thing of, you don't trust that they're going to be good men. There are good men out there, Dell. I read for them all the time. About 40% of my clients are men, would you believe? And, they're in to find out about relationships and work and the same sort of stuff the ladies are as well. So what I do feel that there is, when I say tall, dark and handsome man, I do feel he's got grey through his hair. He is, I think he's handsome to you. He's got lovely bluey green eyes. I feel like he's quite astute. You do have to get out of the house. They don't knock on your door, darling, I'm being told. And I know that you've been single for 14 years, but, you have to trust your own indicators when you meet somebody, not just get into this chemical high. So I hope that helps you today, Dal. So, okay. Hi, Anne Ivor. You can ask questions about living people as well as passed over loved ones and from your guides. And have you, and Kelsey, have you liked and followed my page? If you can just please do that for a reading. And Ishika. Yeah, thank you for confirming that, Kelsey. What's lovely, on this channel is I'm getting so much feedback about the information that comes through, and I can only channel what I'm channeling because the information's delayed. that's coming through. But it's lovely because when you do one-on-one readings, you just sort of send them on your way and then that's it. You don't really hear any feedback. Occasionally you do, but when they rebook or refer other people, you know that what's coming through is accurate. So, okay, now I'm just going to go over to Anne. Is there somebody you want to ask about, Dal? Okay. Ishika, have you subscribed to my channel, darling? Because I only do readings for people that have followed or subscribed on Facebook or YouTube. Do I have an answer for you, Ishika? All right. Sorry, the chat is a little bit delayed, so if you can... Okay, you have. Wonderful, thank you. Is there somebody you want to hear from, or is it you just want to find out about your knees making a recovery? I feel like there's been an accident, like a sudden... like there's been an injury that's happened. I don't think this is an old... okay. I'll have a look, Anne, but I don't think this is a new thing that's just happened. I feel there's been a bit of wear and tear. So this is for Ishika. I do pick up that they will recover. You have one better than the other. So just watch your lower back. They are showing me a bit of pain in your lower back. Thank you, Anne, for liking and following too. Really appreciate. So Ishika, I do feel that you've got a little bit of lower back pain that's hanging around as well, because there's it's like you're favouring one side. They are showing me a bit of a heat pack that you need, or heat applied to that area. And I'm just sort of getting that, just sort of over the coccyx button, sort of in that really low back area, okay? I do feel they will make a recovery. I do feel there is one knee that needs a little bit more work done on it, but that feels more of a healing process than it is surgery, okay? So I do feel that will recover. All right. Now, Anne Ivor, do you see a romantic development with man John? We are friendly now, but I don't see him often. Just open up your will and I'll ask your guides for you, Anne. Okay, I'm picking up, and that, okay, sorry, just before I start with Anne. So Ishika, I think that lower back is, if you can get some Denka rub or some sort of relief pain, that will help lower the tense. It's like it's tensing up. Like what I'm picking up is the tense, because you're favouring one knee, you're overcompensating in the other, and it's tensing up. So I just feel that if you can treat the lower back pain and allow your knees to heal, because I feel that there's been you've been on your feet a lot in your life, and what I'm picking up is that it just needs time to heal. Like you need to get off your feet to be able to let that happen like your back will sort itself out once both your knees are sorted out. But get some heat packs or something on your back. That will really help, okay? Well, like I just said, they will heal. Sorry, Anne, I will come back to you. They will heal, but you need to be off your feet to do that, okay? And then once I feel part of your problem is like the direction of the lower part of the leg. So you've got your sort of knee there, but I feel like that sort of has been a problem. So it's twisting, and that's what's caused problem. But I also feel like there's been a bit of arthritis and whatnot. Once you get off them and let them heal properly, they are saying energetic healing will help you. So some Reiki or something like that on them will help directly on your knees, they're saying. They will heal properly. You will have occasionally a little bit of flare up, but a little bit of heat and dengue rub will help. Okay, so just a little bit of what can I? It's like, you know, you might have to put a knee bandage on them, and then it will sort itself out. Okay, they are talking about some headaches as well for you, so I do feel this is coming from your tense neck as well from stress. All right. So, all right. So Anne. So what I was picking up with this guy John is he's sort of going his own way. I feel he sort of not dangles you. He is interested, but he also feels like he's keeping his options open. And when I say he's interested, he doesn't. The feeling I've got over this John guy is that he doesn't know if he wants a relationship. He doesn't know if he really wants to be tied down, and he doesn't really want to hurt your feelings. But it's more about him. It's not about you. I think he sort of sees you as a lovely lady, but he's sort of feeling. I'm sort of getting the feeling he's not up for commitment right now. So, and if someone sort of come along that would tolerate his indecisiveness, he'd probably do that for a while, but he's still not even going to commit there either. I don't get commitment with him, Del. Sorry. Yet I feel like you're doing the same to another man as well. There's another man that's interested in you, but you haven't really seen the light in his eyes. So there is another guy there, all right? All right. Okay. Hi, Sheila. I hope that's how I say it. And there's another name there that I don't know how to say. It's Aishtaru. Sorry, that's because of my English. How are you today? So, Sheila, let's just have a look. Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's a player, Anne, at all. I'm not saying he's a player. I'm saying that he's not right up for commitment right now. I don't think he's playing the field, but he just get I think if you don't attach to John and just keep living your life, he is going to turn a corner, but I think he needs to come to you. Don't open the door and leave that open. Just sort of let him know that you're getting on with your life, okay? Hi, Crystal. Yeah, there are. That's what I mean. I do feel, Anne, that there are other men around you. You do have other options. So I would see who, definitely see who is up for the commitment and whether you've got a connection with him. I do feel that you've got a soulmate that is hanging around. Yeah, John is reserved, Dal. I think John is just, I don't know. He feels like he's one of those guys that's like, you know what, I don't really know if I want a relationship. I'm just happy doing my own thing for now. So, yeah. Yeah, I think your ex is an ex for a reason too there, Anne. So, okay, Ishika, I'm just going to come back to your question, Dal, just to follow up to the same thing. Do you mention Reiki healing? Do you think distant healing would work? No, they did show hands-on healing. So just to clarify that, they definitely showed hands-on healing because they showed me hands on your knees, okay? Okay. Thanks for all your question, guys. So if you've just joined us, Crystal, and can you please like and follow, and you will get notified also when I'm online again doing another live. Let's go to Anne's question. Your ex-love, yeah, like he is an ex for a reason, darling. And even if he was a player, I think he needs to be in, over the shoulder and not looking. No, I don't feel John has a woman at the moment, but he's sort of like, when I say he's open, but he's not ready for a commitment. I don't feel he's got another woman in his lifestyle. They've not shown me that at all. So I hope that clarifies that for you. So, Crystal, you asked me a question. Tell me about your boys. But there was also Sheila. I just want to go back to Sheila. So you're dealing with cancer uncertainties and very anxious. Would appreciate any messages you might see. So might have. Sheila, just to open up your will and allow your guides to pass through to me, I will channel for you. And Crystal, if I've got a little bit more time, I will come back to you. So, Sheila, I'll just get your guides in, doll. Okay. So they are showing me your blood. So hang on for a sec. Okay, it's recoverable. I do feel that you need some harsh treatments. One of the big things that you do need to do is juice vegetables and fruit. I think it is a really important thing. And they are saying to cut out legumes out of your diet. Legumes as in, beans and I don't know what the other things are, like all sort of beans and grains and that sort of thing. I feel that you need to cut that out of your diet. I do feel that to me, what's gone on is there's a bit of stuff. I feel that you will go down the chemo treatment way if you haven't already. But I do feel this is recoverable. So you're not going to be well for a while, but fruit and veggies are going to be the things that save your health. So I do not feel that that you are going down the road of passing away. I do feel that this is part of a heavy sadness that you've carried for a long time. Sorry, I'm just going to pass this through. And what I mean by heavy sadness, feeling really unsupported in your life, like no one's there for you, no backup. Emotionally nowhere to fall. And I feel that you've manifested this with anger from childhood. Sorry. And it is fixable. So, and all the times where it's been really hard to get up and keep going because you've not felt like you've had the support, now you've got to do it. And yeah, it is a alone journey. I know that you've got people around, but it does feel very alone for you. But I don't get the message that you're going to pass. I do get the message that you need to get really determined with your survival. And I know life has been tough for you. My heart goes out to you, doll. I can see the energy for you. But this is your choice. This is not, I'm going to say, it's sorry about the expression, but do or die. Am I going to commit to this and survive, or am I just going to give up? That's literally what they're showing me. I'm so sorry, but I've got to pass it through because I work for spirit, not for you guys. My heart goes out to you, and what I'm going to say to you, doll, is, this is your choice. Like, is it that hard that you can't fight? And, you do. I feel that you have support around you, as in people, but you've got a belief system that you've been carting around that, you're quite alone and unsupported. Totally get that. I've had that as well. But I am picking up that you can choose to fight their style. So, yeah. I'll come back to you, Crystal. So, Sheila, I hope that helps you, and I hope that you can align with what I'm trying to say. And it's like, don't sit on the fence. Is it going to take me, isn't it? It's like, no, it's not going to take me. No, I'm not going yet. And get determined about it. All right? So this is like, yeah, maybe I've not been supported, but I want life. And I can see that you do. So, you know, you've got to sort of make a decision. You're sitting on the fence with it. Okay? So I hope that helps you in, you know, what you've got to deal with and how to deal with it. Most important thing is get into juicing veggies. I think the veggies are better for you than the fruit is what they're showing me as well. All right. So, Crystal, have you followed my Facebook page, if you could, please? Because I only read for people that do. And you will get notified when I'm back on live again. Coming on live again. Okay. Yeah, okay. So was it 9 years ago that you've lost 2 of your sons? I'm so sorry you've been through that. Yeah, thank you for subscribing or following. Thank you, Fifi. I hope you have a wonderful day too, darling. Thanks for joining us today. Okay. I think we'll finish up with Crystal's reading. If you just open your will, doll, so that they've got permission to pass through. I do have a younger boy. Wow. Sorry, I've just picked up somebody else's son that I know. So hang on for a sec. Okay. So was one of your sons an older gentleman, Crystal? And I feel when I say an older gentleman, you know, he's sort of maybe 30, 20, in his 20s or 30s. And I'm hearing the words that he has had an accidental death, right? But accidental at his own hands. Okay, if you can just confirm this. And I feel okay. I feel like I'm talking to the older one, to be honest. And would have been quite a leg hugger when he was younger as well. Quite an affectionate boy. Yeah. So if you can just tell me what you're saying yes to. I'm really sorry. You've lost both children, only because the delay in the chat. I'm not sure what you're saying yes to, but I feel that the older one was, you know, quite a sensitive man, right? And did he pass away at his own hand as well, Dale? Like, I feel accidental, but it was his own fault. Sorry. And never really fitted into the world either. Sorry. I'm getting that he had quite a miserable sort of mindset. And I don't mean that miserable as in negative. He was quite sad before he passed away. Okay. And I do get a sense of very lost mentally in the world as well. Sorry to say that. Hi, Margaret. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Yeah, I did have that, but I've got to be careful what I say on a reading, Dale. Margaret, if you could just follow my page, you will get notified when when I'm on live again. I am going to finish up because I've been on live for 2 hours now. Thank you, Crystal, for saying that. But I will be back on Thursday, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to join us. And if you like, you will get notified when the live is scheduled. Okay, Crystal, I'm just going to pass some messages through. I do feel the other one, someone had some daddy issues. So you're most welcome, Callie. My pleasure. I'm glad you hung in here for that long. Thanks for keeping with us. See you again soon. Kelly's one of my clients from over Perth, and I've moved over the other side of Australia now. God bless, Dale. Margaret, hi. Okay, let's just go back to Crystal. So, Crystal, I get the feeling that this boy is quite sorry for what he's done, and I feel he had a messy, because I heard the words, "on the needle I was crucified," so I know that was a drug-related death. I sort of don't get the feeling that he intended to die, but it was at his own hands anyway. So I do feel that he was, not really set up mentally very well in his life. I do feel that he had some issues around his father and his connection with his father, and I'm going to say abandonment issues, and never really got his foot on the ground properly, okay? And he does want to apologise to you for, I'm going to say failing you, but it's like, but he felt like he was a failure in general, but he can see the light now, and he's saying to me that he likes to lay in a bed of roses. He's saying to me, like, where he is now. He's saying to me that he tried to hide a lot of stuff from you, but you knew. But he wants to say sorry that he wasn't always emotionally present for you. And I do feel he's showing me that he had some mental, might have been ADHD or something like that. There was something like on a spectrum that wasn't really diagnosed as well. Okay, so, and I get without the drugs, he would have been a really beautiful soul, Doll. So he is very apologetic for what he has done. I feel that you have not, you have a sense of, so the sense of failure, sits around you, and that sense of failure he wants to take from you, okay? So he's saying it's not your fault, it was choices that he made. I know that you would have rescued him. You're a very loving mum. You would have rescued him and gone to the end of the earth for him, but he did nothing but push you away. So he wants to really apologise for that. There will be some healing and reconciliation with you two when you do pass. I'm seeing you get to a very old age, like 80s, late 80s, early 90s, but he will be around for you, okay? So he wants to let you know, I don't know why, but I feel like he's got a child somewhere as well. I don't know whether you know about this child, but there is a child in down here on earth with us. So, and I do feel it's a boy, so that he is watching over as well. And I'm seeing a little girl as well. So, yeah, he wants to pass through those messages to you, but he does love you immensely. And I feel that no matter what, you tried your best. Everything you did, you tried your best. So I'm getting, I'm getting very much that you did try very, very hard, and you were a very good mum, but he just couldn't, get on top of it, and it was too hard. But, I'm not saying that he was angry with anybody either. So there's a lot of love coming your way, and a lot of, he wants to take the responsibility from you. So I hope that's very healing. Now, your other son, what's his name, Dal? I just want to see if I can pull him through as well. I'm hearing I'm here, so hang on. Okay, I feel this is an accidental quick death as well. I'm picking up a real daredevil, very different personality. Bit of a daredevil sort of guy, and I just feel like a very sudden accident that's happened with this one. This is your younger one, Crystal. Sorry, I can't see all the chat. Jordan, okay. Well, that would have been hard to lose. I feel that he's very, I don't know, adventurous. I get he's got a very adventurous personality and very, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I can help you with that. Yeah, no worries, mate. Like he's got a very can-do sort of attitude. And I do feel he's passed very quickly, unexpectedly. And I get this bit of a prankster, a bit of a jokester personality. He's got his arm wrapped around his brother's neck just at the moment, like, how you going, mate? Yeah, I could feel that he didn't realise he was going to go, Dal. So, and I feel one of the guys that would have the world ahead of him and could have done a lot of things in life, but he's saying he meant to go when he went. So he's just saying, referring to the father that that I just heard the words dads and us. So like I feel like very did his own thing, wasn't really connected. So I do feel that he is around you, but he's also going to be going off doing his own thing, Dal. So he's not always present, whereas the other one is. So Mr. Independent is what I would say about Jordan as well. And I know it's been hard for you to pick up. They're just sort of showing me like your motivation's been knocked out of the park since losing them. Incredibly hard. But the only thing I haven't endured is a human being, and I don't really plan to endure it. But however, my son has joined the army, but so you never know. I might be stacked up for that one as well. But, it's not something you want to wish on anybody. So I hope that helps you, Crystal. They are around you, but I do feel your youngest soul is off darting everywhere, like what he do in life. Very active, active young man is what I would call him. Your oldest one's a lot more sensitive. That's why things knocked him around more, okay? I'm not saying that your younger one didn't dabble as well in the same stuff, but it's not – he had a very clear mind of who he was, whereas the older one was sort of very uncertain of who he was, okay? So just know they're around. If you want to connect with them and with your guides a little bit different, feel free to book in a reading with me, Crystal, because I feel there's more there that will help you be able to heal from this. Like I feel like you're still dragging your feet with this. I understand why, but I do feel that you're still dragging your feet, and I do feel that your guides would like to give you a bit of a lift up, if that makes sense. So, all right. God bless, Dale. Sorry you've been through that. My heart goes out to you. All right. So we have been running. Hi, Kylie. Thanks for joining us. I have got an hour over time today, so I am about to, finish up. But feel free to follow me. You will get notified when I'm on again next. I expect that I'll be on again around 11 a.m. on Thursday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So Florida or the Eastern American time, don't know when everyone's on. Or where you're from, sorry, but normally I would be on sort of around 9 p.m. Eastern American time. So that would be Wednesday for the Americans. So, Crystal, just back to you. You're most welcome, Dale. I know I couldn't imagine the enormous pain, when you invest so much in your children and love them, and then God whips them away, and you're sort of like, God, why on earth? Why give them and then take them away? The bottom line is they're not yours. And as hard as it is to hear, God entrusts you to look after them and bring them into the world and and help them with their journey and their lessons as a soul. And that's part of your job when you become a mum. And I think it's really hard to let go, really, really hard. And I think, going through that process of loss, I lost my parents at a very young age, and I think the enormous pain of being left alone and without them when you've invested so much is a big cross to bear. So, that's why I said my heart goes out to you, because I can feel where you're at. I can feel that you're really stuck and you're dragging your feet. And, if you can afford it, book in, because I think there's a lot more information that you need to hear that will give you a leg up, Dale. Okay, Heather, I'm just about to finish up, love. So if you want to just follow me, you will get notified, and the sooner you jump onto a live, the quicker you'll get a reading. So I hope that helps you all. I know we've had quite a few watchers on for the whole time. Appreciate you being here. And Kylie, feel free to follow as well. I know I haven't read for you, but I have read for just about everybody else. There was Margaret as well, but feel free to follow, and we'll then be able to channel your passed over loved ones or your guides on Thursday. So thank you again for joining me. God bless and take care. All right, bye for now.